you could arrest somebody for a summary offense against the property.
Yeah.
Okay, that all existed, but it was always find committing. That was the key point in the law, had to find committing.
Violence destroys. Weaponizing is the counter strategies to violent criminal assault. Hey, I'm Greg LaBeouf, aka The Violence Guy, and I'm sharing with you how I went from the victim of a brutal attempted murder to mastering the tool of violence and protecting myself and family, and how you can do the same from the safety and comfort of your own home. Welcome to Weaponizing DIY. And basically just Canadian laws concerning use of force powers and arrest by a private person. They were changed in 2013. How did they change? What, better, worse, what?
Well, they got better. It actually empowered the private person, because up until that point, for the private person to carry out an arrest of someone, they had to find them committing the offense of which they could be prosecuted by indictment.
That's right.
So either indictable or dual offense. As a property owner, even then, you could arrest somebody for a summary offense against the property.
Yeah.
Okay, that all existed, but it was always find committing. That was the key point in the law, had to find committing. So with respect to the Lucky Moose legislation, and the name came from the fact that the shop owner ran a store called the Lucky Moose. Okay, he had a crime committed against him. The perpetrator had left, came back a day or two later, and he and another fellow apprehended the individual and held him for police. Under the law at the time, he had committed basically an abduction, an illegal, unauthorized arrest, because he didn't find him committing at that moment. It was sometime later. It was deemed by the government at the time that was so egregious that he was being prosecuted for doing the right thing, even if it didn't meet the letter of the law. They changed the law so that the law now allows someone who has a very strong belief that the person who committed the crime that they're aware of is in fact the person that is in front of them. But they further put a caveat on it, and the caveat simply is you can do the arrest providing consulting or calling law enforcement to do it is unreasonable. Okay. So if you saw, let's just put it into context here, somebody breaking into your workshop out in the country, and you happen to kind of know who it was, because it's a kind of small community, but they get away. A couple of days later, they show up and they break in again. Same car, same guys, same MO, okay? And the fact that you said to some of your neighbors, hey, that Bob character, what's his last name? Where does he live? Oh, he's down there. He's always in trouble. All this kind of stuff. You know who he is. Getting to law enforcement to do the arrest is not practical. So now, under the Lucky Moose legislation, you are authorized to, as he comes on your property, arrest him. Even if you saw him on the street and you were confident that that guy is the guy that broke into your shop, under the Lucky Moose, you have the authority to effect the arrest. And of course, the criminal code, if you have the authority to effect the arrest, authorizes you to use whatever force is necessary to do it. So if you spot the vehicle, you see Bob step out of the vehicle, if you got out prepared for the confrontation, armed, so on, that you'll be fully justified because of the amendment due to the Lucky Moose legislation.